We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Superman issue 7, legacy number 850. This has a staggering $6 cover price, and DC obviously does not care about that. Written by Joshua Williamson, art by Gleb, Melnikov, Dan Jurgens, Norm Rapmund, and Edwin Galmon. Colors by Alejandro Sanchez and Edwin Galmon. Letters by Ariana Maher. Cover by Jamal Campbell. Assistant editor Jillian Grant. Edited by Paul Kaminsky. Cover's okay, but Superman's back is most of what's in the shot, so if you want to look at his butt, I guess, but his head is barely in the picture, so it's kind of a weird perspective shot, and probably should have more of his face. I don't know, it really didn't do anything for me. Perry White announces that he's running for mayor right as the Chained shows up, and we've got Supergirl, Connor Kent, Superboy, Girl Steel, and Chinese knockoff Superman rushing to help out. They don't really get very far. Thankfully, Superman manages to free himself with an innovative tactic that he learned from a friend. And then we see the Chained meeting with someone. We learn that he has tactile telekinesis like Connor does. And we have an abrupt end. That's only about halfway through the book. And then they abandon Act 3 of this story because this whole part was Act 3 of last issue. And we're just going to abandon that in favor of doing a Act 1 of a different story where Lex Luthor talks to Lois Lane. We get a lot of pointless decompressed background for some reason and a lot of jibber jabber, and then Lex's mommy shows up and we've got a surprise as well there. Then we, instead of continuing with that story even, we get another Act 1 which is a lead-in for an entirely different story where Brainiac is plotting, I guess, and he's got some friends. I'm really frustrated with this constant partial story arcs that they do in an issue. This is an oversized issue. They should have been able to complete one story. Instead, we've got three partial stories. We've got part of Act 3 of one story, and then we have two Act 1s of entirely different storylines. And the last two did not need to be in here at all. The entire thing with Lois and Lex could have been summed up in 2 pages, with the stupid reveal being done later, and the entire thing with Brainiac was a lot of wasted space. There's a big 2-page spread and lots of big panels that could have been condensed down even further, probably to 1 page as a teaser, or page and a half, 2 pages maybe. This is a lot of ultra decompression. There's too many big panels and a lot of wasted space. The art's okay. I didn't really have a problem with that. The story is interesting, but there's not enough of any one of the stories. You call this an oversized 850th anniversary issue. It would be nice if you had one story in there that got wrapped up. Instead, it's 3 partial stories, and this seems to be the way DC is doing their comics now. It's supposed to be sort of a cliffhanger style, but it's really not, and it's very insulting because if you know that they're doing this, just buy the trade paperback instead. At least then you'll get a complete story. This is 3 partial stories, and they're not even full segments. It's really frustrating, and there's no way this is worth $6. If you're in it for the long haul, the story probably pays off, but I'm just gonna drop the regular issues and get the trades really cheap. So as much as I'm liking what their ideas are, it's just not a complete story or even close to a complete story in an issue. And this issue is incredibly bad about that because it's oversized with the overpriced. Not only is it an oversized issue with not one story that's even remotely wrapped up, it's at an exorbitant price too. I don't want to pay $6 for 3 partial stories, and they're not even half stories. So it's very, very frustrating from a consumer standpoint, and I am done. So I will track down the trade paperbacks at Ollie's in 2 years and worry about it then. It's really disappointing too because I think Joshua Williamson can tell a good story. It would just be nice if he actually did it in 1 to 2 issues. That's gonna do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.